Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. This is Michael Akahane from Duallist Project, and today I'm bringing you end of season commentary on Scum Swish, or in Japanese, Kuzu no Honkai. First question to be asked and answered as always is, what is Kuzu no Honkai? Kuzu no Honkai is an 12 episode long anime which aired in season of 2017, and the studio behind it is Laosh. Hopefully I'm pronouncing it correctly, and the licensor or the main licensor is Sentai Filmworks. And it's quite got an interesting lineup of producers or the companies backing it up. Just reading it off a webpage, it's Aniplex, Dentsu, Square Enix, Studio Hibari, Fuji TV, Kyoraku Industrial Holdings, Kansai Telecasting. That's quite a lot. And I'm not surprised because the story has quite interesting things to raise and is really well thought of. So next question is, what category it falls into? Well, it's listed as drama, romance, ecchi, school, and seinen. So I would probably put it in slice of life, school, of course, romance, ecchi, yeah, a bits of there, drama, a lot of it. So yeah, it ticks all the boxes. Is and it's to say on the beginning, it's something which I wanted for so long. It's so and I didn't even know it. So virtually, when I picked it up, I just put it on my watch list and say, okay, this sounds okay. Scum Swish is going to be a comedy. Okay, it's gonna be one of the ecchi comedy shows. Couldn't have been more wrong. So I picked it as blind, and virtually when I tuned it on, virtually was it was a Sunday evening, and I was like, okay, let's do a first episode and have something to do. And virtually first episode, and then binged it. So virtually it was me just finding myself 6 hours later and being completely fulfilled. So, what is the main thing about the story which, took me really away, and what really made me like this story? What made me love Kuzuno Honkai? So, the the story mainly talks about unrequired love, and the story follows a couple which is going out, but the couple is acting as each other's replacement for the person they actually love. So when I say that, it sounds slightly strange. It's like, why they're going out? Why they are a couple when they love somebody else? Oh, and there it goes. The story goes and explores the elements, and as the story goes, more people they get involved with more people, and the story explores their unrequired love and their first love and the bitterness or the different aspects of love, which makes it really interesting. So I was really taken aback by that. So, and the stories, I mean, goes and explores quite a lot of dark and interesting aspects of, let's say, one's heart, of one's perspective on love as itself, and just like what you're able to do for love, and how far you're willing to go, and what is your value, or what is love to you. And there's a lot of interesting bits and pieces that it goes on, be it the physical relationships between the characters, be it the platonic interest, being lots of other things, be it playing with each other's feelings, and how the story goes and presents the storytelling, presents all these relationships, presents the characters with the moral dilemma. It's really well thought of and really well written. It's kind of hard to explain because I'm trying to be spoiler free, but it really goes deep into how dark love can be, how possessive you can be. So, and this element is really, really, really well thought of. So, for me, it's been quite an interesting title because it really delves into a lot of interesting areas and it presents a love in several ways, be it possessive love, be it princess style love. Oh, he's my prince on a white horse in shining armor. Be it a love where is virtually I'm going to stain your heart black and make you all mine. And virtually all these are explored and in a really, really interesting way and in a really good way. I mean, in really interesting way how the characters interact with each other and how the love or gets, I mean, develops or gets dispelled or was just never been there, which makes it really interesting. I mean, bits to follow. And for me, it was one of the things that dragged me in because the series was always offering something new. And virtually, as I say, I binged it. I virtually sat it down in front of my TV and found myself 6 hours later feeling completely satisfied and slightly wanting more. Can I have more of this, please? So I wouldn't say so completely satisfied, but yes, can I have more? Can I have something else? On top of this, can we see how it goes even further? That was my feeling when I finished the binge. And I must say, this would be one of the difficult shows to follow if I hadn't picked it up half a year later after it finished airing. Because it would get me hyped for another episode, and the way it would be, I would say for myself, it's just like, would be quite painful because of the stories really well narrated, but it's one of the stories which you have to actually binge because those 6 hours, when you put them together, make more sense if they're compacted in 6 hours than in 12 weeks' time or spread across 12 weeks. So hopefully the thing which I'm saying makes actually some sense because the story is really nicely paced, but then again, it's something which I made a good choice to binge because if it wasn't a binge anime, I could have said, "Oh, I feel tired," and just pop it and just go to bed. Not to go to bed at 4 a.m. feeling, "Oh yes." So next, moving on to the characters. My favorite character of Kuzu no Honkai is the lead female protagonist, Yasuraka Hanabi. Why I'm picking her? I think the main reason is because I can relate to her in one way or another. Because she's quite pure and yet quite possessive. So virtually, I went cheering on her. Okay, let's see how far you can go. Go on, come on, girl. And just like I could relate to her in a lot of issues, because at one hand she's an experience and wants to explore. On the other hand, she's quite possessive and kinda sometimes lets her dark side to take over, if that makes any sense. But it's an character which I can relate to, unlike the main male protagonist, Ayawa Mugi. I kind of relate more to Hanabi than to Mugi. and that relation is when just like, okay, this is my favorite character. It's just like really went ahead and cheered, and well, of course I wasn't shouting because it was the middle of night, but just internally just go, wow, this is something awesome. So yeah, so that's the reason why I liked it, and it was a pig. And she's a well thought character with a lot of complex issues going on, being her backstory, her development, and her moving on in the story, developing as a character. And she was really, really, well thought out. And I must say, I was quite pleased with that, seeing so much character investment or investment in the character. I know she's a lead, but then again, I haven't seen something so much development or so much internal struggle in the character compacted to 12 episodes. And in a really good way, and in a way it made sense. So, I mean, that's why she's my favorite character, and she will probably be for quite a long time. Okay, next up, moving to music and sound. So the most interesting thing which caught me, or that virtually got stuck in my head, is the series ending theme song Heikolseng by Sayuri. Yeah, by Sayuri. And virtually, when I finished the binge, it got stuck in my head, and I really fell in love with the song. And I do not know how many times I've listened to it by now, but I must say, I really like that. The melody and the connection to the story made a really, really, really well good connection, well thought connection, because it's probably what got me hooked on the song was the actual story itself. So it made a nice this connection and the emotional feeling that it got with that, and the song going on or putting on top of the story as well was something really interesting, or got me emotionally invested in the song as well. And the BGM and quite a lot of things were quite well done, so I haven't had any problems. So nothing, I mean, with that much of a production and studio as Lurch, uh, there's no problems to be expected. Next up, moving on to the art and animation. I must say, the art really fits the theme which is supposed to cover. It's not something outlandish, no overly huge. Proportion. It's not going on the tops with, various things. It's just well thought of, and it's really, nicely fits the theme, and it's really nice as well. So it was easy to look, and it was really easy to digest, and it was okay. I liked it. It fit the theme as well. What I must say is I really liked it's again it's a part of a story. They've actually, I know it's an edgy title, but they've actually made some effort with things as underwear, other things, little clothes details as earrings, makeup, and it really made some interesting, complementation to story. That's why I think the whole thing's great, because it was put together really, really well done. And it's not just the anime, it's the manga as well. It really fits nicely, and of course, the animation team really made the manga translate well into the anime form, and you can see that they haven't slacked at anything, they haven't omitted anything, because all these little details, be it the love and physical relationship, being the feelings being shown, it really put an interesting put on it, or how to say it. I'm kind of at a loss of words. An interesting, wouldn't say twist, but nicely meshed all things together. Okay, and I think that's pretty much it going on about the story. Because, as I said, I really love the story. I really love the concept. I really loved what it portrayed. Love and physical relationships, the deep feelings, the dark feelings connected to that. And I must say, you can hear it. I've been praising it all along, which is a sign that it's a huge recommendation. Where you can, the thing is, sorry, where you can grab it, where you can watch it, where you can binge it as me. In the UK, you can do it on Amazon. So if you have an Amazon Prime, you can just go on, click, and just do binge it. It's a recommendation for me. Don't split it. Just binge it. Just find the 6 hours in your life. Find the 6 hours in your day and just binge it. Just take it all in one go. Let the emotions run rampart. I'll be providing a link to the description to the image and to Amazon in the UK, so you can find it quickly as well. I'll be putting links to the official website as well, so you will be able to do that. Okay, this has been Michael Akahane from Duallist Project, and I hope you liked today's video. So if you want to see more, just stay tuned for more updates coming up. So there should be quite a lot, because as you can see, I've picked up the pace on a lot of series, and so I've been doing one sitting into end of season commentary, pre-season commentary, and more content is coming up. So stay tuned for more updates, and thank you for listening, thank you for watching, and see you next time. Bye bye.